most broken people can be great leaders.
His people called him the Feather Serpent God.
He's coming for the surface world.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time to strike. Show them who we are.
Baby,
We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been.
y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause
Black versus the Board of Education.
Cause we came here, rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we came here, rid of us now. And you know that we don't ever go, so you do what you want.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
Hey. Let's go. It's another Monday right here on Black versus the Board of Education. My name is Miss Laureen, and we welcome you into this space. Today, we are going to be talking Wakanda Forever, and I just have to let you know, if you have not seen the movie, log off now.
Spoiler alert.
It's going down. But before we get started, you know, we always got to let you know who's in the building. We are going to start with Miss Jada. Hey.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
That scared me.
Hi guys, my name is Jada. I am a homeschooled senior in the El Grove area, and I'm super excited to talk about today.
You super
promise.
excited?
I'm super excited.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Anaya. What's up?
Hey everyone, I'm Anaya, and I'm currently senior in high school, and I'm happy to be back.
All right. We saw you over at Howard University this weekend.
Oh yeah,
I was online, so we're gonna talk about that eventually. Maybe not today, but we're gonna talk about it. Mr. Jalen, what's good?
My name is Jalen. I am a college student, and if you've seen the movie,
Nah,
you know
he messing with the
what
ops.
this
He messing with the ops.
He's putting the ops on.
Jalen,
Right.
don't even
Don't
try
even.
it. No, true.
We ain't here for that.
And let's go ahead and pull up our co-hosts who are joining us virtually. Miss Melissa, what's up?
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I am a junior in high school and located in Southern California, and I'm really excited about today's episode.
Hey, and rounding us out today is the youngest of the crew. What's good, Sam?
Hello. I'm Samuel.
Mm.
I'm in 6th grade. You know, I watched the movie last Sunday. Yeah.
Last Sunday. Okay. Well, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it because y'all had a lot to say behind the scenes, and I had to stop y'all from talking so we could get to it today. But before we do that, I got a couple of announcements that I just want to put out there. We are going to be hosting a mid-year giveaway. Where? Do y'all know where?
No.
Not yet.
See, y'all don't know nothing. It's at District 56 on January 19th at, I believe, 6:00. So mark your calendars for that. Also, I know we've been talking about our student media program. We had to put a slight pause on that. We are going to be kicking off January 2023.
Oh, I'm so excited.
There's so much going on that we wanted to roll it out, and we wanted to roll it out right. It ain't no half stepping on these sides. So we're going to aim for January 2023 for the student media program. Also, mark your calendars, everyone in the Sacramento area. January 31st, Schoolyard Rap is descending on Sacramento. And if you've never seen Schoolyard Rap, they have an amazing Black History program, play. I'm sorry, it's a musical called Our Story. And so they are going to be descending. We're going to have kind of like a Black History turn up. I expect y'all to be in the building, and we'll make sure you get tickets for that. But yeah, Schoolyard Rap is coming to town January 31st at the Safe Credit Union. And so we want to make sure we're in the building for that. And last but not least, this Friday, we have a birthday.
Oh,
go shawty. It's your birthday. Miss
Friday.
Lisa is celebrating her birthday this Friday. So we want to send out some love to Miss Lisa, and we know that there's some folks celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday for you all. There's so much to be grateful and thankful for, and we hope that you all spend some time with your families and get some good victuals. I know
question.
I plan to eat. Yeah.
It's the best Thanksgiving side.
You already know I'm gonna say mac and cheese.
Yes,
Mac and cheese.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to know if we were on the same page.
I
just want to know.
I'm just saying. Anybody else got a different one? Is it mac and cheese or what y'all talking about?
I like greens too. Don't get me wrong. I like I like me some greens now.
You like some greens?
I love me, especially Granny's greens.
Granny's greens.
Miss me with the
Okay.
greens, though.
All right.
Yeah,
You got a
me-
favorite,
Oh.
Sam? Oh, I think Sam, what you gonna say? I think I know what you gonna say. But what did you say? Oh, mac and cheese.
Okay.
I thought you was gonna say the
Ew.
seafood dressing that
seafood
your
dre-
mama
wait a
that your
minute.
mama
I don't
made.
like
Seafood dressing.
dressing. I don't like dressing at all.
Oh.
I hate dressing.
Wait.
Babe, I thought I was
I
the
hate
only
dressing.
one.
No,
I
you
don't
are
like
not.
dressing.
You
I don't
are
like
not. I don't
They used to
dressing.
force me to eat that.
But Mrs.
Nah.
Inquisitive says she puts her foot in some dressing, so we gonna
Wait.
let her have
I don't
that.
know about that.
Whoever
is it
I'll take your
in?
word for it.
What is
I'll
in
take your word
seafood
for it.
dressing?
Probably crab, right?
Miss Inquisitive, can you put it in the chat?
Like
What is in
Shrimp,
seafood
crawfish,
dressing? Okay.
you know, crab meat and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I just don't like the texture of dressing. I want
Yeah,
to
me
taste.
neither.
Don't like
I don't.
I can
I
understand
like
it.
seafood. I just don't like dressing. Like
can
that's
understand
just
it.
so. Wow.
I didn't like it until I
No.
tried it, and I tried it, changed my life.
Ew.
No, that's how I was.
Dressing.
Ew.
Oh, you like dressing?
Ew.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't like
changed your life?
cranberry sauce.
I love cranberry sauce.
Yes,
I
you
can't-
can't.
Can't
sounds
get behind
gross.
cranberry sauce.
That sounds gross.
cranberry sauce. Ew.
Can't get
I
behind
just love
cranberry sauce.
cranberries. Maybe
When I
that's
think
just
of
what it
cranberry
is.
sauce, I think of
Go ahead and say it. Go.
You think of
Oh, okay, well then.
I don't understand. Okay, hold on. Time out. You said you like cranberry sauce?
I don't.
No, he
Oh, you
doesn't.
don't.
But he
Oh.
thinks of old people.
Why
I-
you think of old people? That's
don't-
disrespectful.
I apologize to all the old people, but I just think of.
And you gonna keep digging that hole just a little bit.
Cranberry sauce is gross, Mrs. Quizzitive.
Somebody else give me.
I think I understand what Jayla's talking about because it's like Jello, and I can't get behind Jello either. I'm sorry, I can't get behind Jello. Can't get behind cranberry sauce.
Like prune juice, like
Prune juice is different.
No,
What is
no,
that?
no. It's like on that level with me.
What is
Like,
that?
Are y'all really comparing cranberry sauce to prune
prune
juice?
juice.
That's
He
what I'm
is.
like. It's neck and neck.
Is this
No.
Is this disrespectful? You just disrespectful. Who raised y'all? It's all good. Let's go ahead and transition because we could stay on Thanksgiving food.
Oh wait, what was Melissa's favorite?
What?
Oh yeah, what was
Melissa,
your favorite?
Your favorite?
Side.
My favorite side, mac and cheese, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Good answer. Good answer.
Hot water cornbread done said y'all don't know nothing.
Oh, I love hot water
Oh,
cornbread.
yeah.
but she still said
Make
y'all
me
don't know
rock.
nothing. They didn't say that was the favorite side.
Oh,
That was the name of somebody.
Oh,
Lord help these babies. Tell them, Mr. Warner, help them
I mean,
quick.
hot water cornbread is good.
So listen, let's go ahead and transition because there is a lot to talk about with this movie.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to all 140, I think it was 42 people that joined us at the movie theater on Friday.
Oh yeah.
We had only 20 something tickets left, so that lets us know out of 167 seats, we had 140 people in the building.
Ooh.
That's dope. Shout out to the community.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, Tevin.
All right.
I'm about to punch Tevin. Tevin about to get punched today.
That's that sitcom.
He missed us. That's what it was.
Yeah. That's
So 140 something people came as a community. We got to watch this movie. Now I have to tell you, one of my favorite scenes was the beginning.
Oh my god, that was great. way to
People
open
trying to breach the security door,
Mhm.
and they thought they was gonna come in and take some resources, and they was met by my girls, the Dora Milaje.
Yeah,
that was
a good twist.
That was a great way to open up that movie.
Yeah.
I was
like,
excited.
as soon as I heard that, troop, I was like, ah.
Melissa, what about talk to me about the beginning? What happened?
Like Jada said, that was a perfect way to open the movie. That was a perfect representation of Black Power. And then the way that they walked in and brought the prisoners with them and were like, here are your people. Here are your people. Yeah,
And
don't try us again. That,
But before that happened, the lady was talking in French as if they didn't understand what she was
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
And she was basically saying, while y'all, this is what did she say, the 10th attack that they've tried to wage?
I'm not sure.
I think she said it was a series of attacks that they had gotten into,
Mhm.
and then she started detailing what they must be talking about in
Mhm.
terms of, oh, their king is gone. They're unprotected. We can go in and get it. And she
Mhm.
said any acts of aggression will be met. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on, sis.
It was so dope how after she brought in the prisoners, the general, she looked at the lady and said, "You're welcome" in French. I was like,
Yeah.
and there you go. Like, oh, so amazing, bro. So amazing.
And so, as the movie progresses at the beginning,
Mhm.
you see them. Well, it opens with Shuri, right, trying to figure out how to create a synthetic heart-shaped herb to save the king, right?
Mhm.
And so, in the first one, we saw Killmonger burn it all. Shout out to Killmonger.
Yes.
We saw him burn it all because he thought he was going to be the last king. And so now with it opening and she's trying to get the configuration right. But while she's doing that, his heart rate is dropping. And she's like frantically running around saying, "Oh my gosh, what's his heart rate? What's his heart rate?" And then the queen comes in and basically tells her that the Black Panther died, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm curious, as you guys were watching the first few scenes, especially like the funeral scene, what was going through your head? Did they touch you emotionally? What were you thinking? Sam, let me start with you. I don't know what happened.
Unmute.
Are you muted?
Are you muted, Sam?
How did that happen? I tried to unmute 2 times and it just wouldn't work.
Come on, Sam, talk to us. I'm sure it was Tevin. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
You're not going crazy. Come on, talk to us.
Emotionally during the beginning of the movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a roller coaster, you know. It was like the funeral. It was like water in your eyes, but like the attack, it was like yeah, let's go. It was kind of up and down. It wasn't exactly a certain mood, but it was kind of a mood. But you know, it was nuanced.
Oh, it was nuanced. Did you cry?
Did you cry, Sam?
Not technically.
What's technical?
Your eyes were sweating, Sam.
You got a little
Yeah,
dust.
yeah,
Okay.
Bruh.
Sam's eyes were sweating. Talk to me, Anaya. What was you thinking?
So I just want to give a disclaimer. I did not cry throughout the whole movie. I
Really?
don't know how. I think it was just me knowing that Chadwick Boseman had passed, so I was expecting like the king to obviously not be alive. I'll talk about Shuri's scene. That did make me really sad.
Okay.
Because obviously she couldn't be there with the Black Panther because, but it was just sad.
Why couldn't she?
Well, because Chadwick was gone. They
No,
couldn't,
no,
like-
no. Oh, you mean in a scene?
Yeah,
together.
yes, like in
Okay.
a scene. So it was like she was running around so much trying to figure out how to save his life rather than being with her family.
Yeah.
That
And
really
they kept
sucks.
telling her, "You need to go and be by his
Yeah.
side," and she was like, "No, I got to figure this out." Right?
Yeah, that really like broke my heart for her because she can never basically get that time back.
Gotcha. Melissa.
Oh my God. I did cry. I don't know how you held it together, Anaya.
Right. I didn't even know.
I was in that theater crying like a baby.
Yeah.
Those first few scenes, after like the warrior scenes, like with Shuri trying to keep Chadwick alive, to keep the Black Panther alive, that it was so heartbreaking because it's a lot different because he was actually gone and we knew he was gone. So it was like the anticipation and the anxiety leading up to the moment where the queen would come in and say that he was gone. And it was so much different because we knew he wasn't going to be there. We knew there wasn't going to be another movie with him. We knew there was not going to be a scene unless it was a flashback scene. We knew there wasn't going to be a scene where he was there. So I think it was, and then the moment of silence that they did,
Oh my gosh.
I was trying to hold it together. And then the moment of silence where they played all the different pictures and videos and clips of him, I lost it because it's so much different because we knew he wasn't really there. And it's a lot different knowing that someone isn't there, that he was more than just a character not being there in a movie.
Right.
And so I want to do a little bit of a flashback. Jalen, can you tell me what the Black Panther let's start with the first one.
Mhm.
What did that mean to us or Black folks?
Oh my goodness, that movie when it came, the time period that it came out, we were just so like, because what that came out in
Child, don't give me the line.
18,
2018.
I
I
think.
don't know.
Yeah, about 2018,
Yeah.
and we were just getting all these Marvel movies, but then we got the Black Panther, and once the Black Panther came out, you seen everybody, every Black person literally was running around doing this. Man, it touched my team so much that during the because I remember that was around the time that Kaepernick had kneeled, and we were boycotting our team. Black people on my team, we decided not to do the national anthem. We would do this instead of doing it.
Okay.
And it was just like took over pop culture. Like everybody was Black Panther.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Jada, what did the Black Panther mean to you? Or what do you think the impact of Chadwick Boseman was in that character?
I remember it first coming out. I was super duper excited. I think I had showed up in like all black. I had on these cat ears. I remember just being in that crowd and like anything that was happening, you would just hear a whole bunch of Black people in the audience. Yeah, get them. And it was just like, it kind of brought our community together. And I think that was the purpose of it. You know, you see a lot of these like Marvel movies are great all by themselves, right? But you then put a Black person on the screen and you kind of bring their culture with them, where they came from, how like they were smart and intelligent and their technology was advanced, and how they were just higher than it seemed like everybody. And it was just so dope to see Black people in that higher position of power. Like that's king, that's general, that's queen, that's princess. And that's just like, ooh, just made me feel like royalty. I was like, excuse me.
And then to add on that, it's like the Killmonger is from Oakland.
Come
They
on.
make Killmonger
Yeah.
from Oakland, like NorCal. So then you had then on the soundtrack you had people from all Black people from all across the world. You had people from Oakland on the soundtrack. You had people from Africa. You had people from LA. It was just a whole Black theme.
Black excellence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
And then Ryan Coogler,
Come on,
Black
Oakland.
director. Black director.
Black director. And
Thank you,
he
Lord.
went to Sac State, although they, the only time I ever seen Sac State put Ryan Coogler up was when Black Panther came out, but I digress. Everybody wants to take credit for other people's success, right? And so when I saw the initial trailer for Black Panther, I knew we had to screen it, and so we screened it for the community. We had actors coming out in Black Panther costumes. We had all the kids out there. Everybody, I even wore an African dress, which is very interesting. Because it was just such an important part. And then I remember the day that they announced that Chadwick had passed.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember one of our board members here at BYOP was crying. And this grown, super grown man, right? And I'm like, I watch movies all the time, but I haven't seen anyone have that specific type of impact on people in my mind, in such a short period of time. And so as we transition to this newer movie, I was wondering how they were going to tie that in, how they were going to observe or not celebrate his death, but you guys know what I'm saying, like recognize or tie that into the new story. So as this one started, and we knew that he wasn't going to be there, like Melissa said, I was trying to figure out, what happens next.
Yeah.
Because truth of the matter was their king was gone. The person who led them was gone. Their covering or their protection was gone. So how would they adjust in that vein, right? And you saw M'Baku come through, right? And then you saw these other, I don't even know what tribe they were from, but they were the ones watching the gates, that played the water to open up the gates.
Yeah.
They were very small men. They were a little tiny. But then you have M'Baku, right? And so I was wondering how they were going to play this story out. So you had Queen Ramonda, something like that. She comes and she assumes the mantle, yes, and she's in charge now. And what she had was wisdom, right? In a sense, right? She had the idea of how she wanted certain things to go. But then they brought out the villain of the story. Stop it, Jalen. We don't do that here.
Nah, that's the ops.
Bruh.
But you brought out the villain, right? And then immediately you saw kind of like how detrimental not having a king in place was.
Because remember, he said they don't have that the Black Panther is the strongest person in the strongest country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the strongest person was no longer there.
Yeah.
And so what you had was this new character emerge. And straight up, he was a thug. Like
He was.
Nah, he was him.
He was a thug.
He got stuff done.
He came through and he basically was gonna back them into a corner. You gonna do what I want you to do, or you gonna
he had
have
the
a
numbers.
problem, right? And you said something very important right there. What happened?
He had the numbers. Like, they was coming from the woodwork. I'm like, what? How many people climbing up the boat? Like, I ain't never seen that many people. Like, I was like, wow.
And you flashed into the end, so we're gonna keep it back at the beginning. Keep it back
And
at
one
the
thing I
beginning.
love that M'Baku said was when she came and she was like,
She
what-
who?
what's the Queen Ramonda when she was had the debrief after they had seen him, and he was like, well, if we give them something now, what's going to stop them from coming back and asking for more?
Right.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But also in that debrief, what you saw was him arguing with the general. Yeah.
Yes.
M'Baku was arguing with Okoye.
You bald-headed demon.
Calling her a little bald-headed demon. And that's, I probably shouldn't laugh at that, but he did.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
And then you saw them kind of posturing, right? And then you saw them, bang the little things and everything and get silent. And then the queen pointed to the chair and he listened with his carrot in his hand. But what you saw was somebody was able to breach, their security systems undetected and walk up on the queen. He could have killed them there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they were unprotected.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, all we want is the scientist, right? Or the person who built this machine, which turned out to be a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, when you have her, you blow this, I'm gonna come up out the water and we're just gonna do this, right? But that's not what happened. And I know we're not gonna go still by still, slide by slide, but basically they get this girl and they don't call nobody, but they come for them.
They still get found.
They come for them.
So weird.
And she ends up offering herself in exchange for this girl, but they take both of them, right? I'm wondering from you guys, he didn't even have to show up that day. He had his own little goon squad.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Come up there. And they were kind of ruthless.
Yeah.
It was tough.
And not only that, what I saw was I kept seeing men fighting women. They got the big old dude. There was a woman in that crew, but they got the big old dude fighting the general. And she was getting mollywopped the whole time.
Yeah. She had to pop her shoulder back in place. It's like, ooh.
And I'm trying to figure out what message is that sending when we have these men just coming through, just having their way on this most powerful nation. Like, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I kind of was sitting there like, why is he beating on her like this?
Yeah, that part made me so mad.
I was just
Talk
like,
to me.
come
Why?
on, General, get up.
I was like, why did they decide to make the movie go in that direction? It was just weird to me how it's like Wakanda's like the most powerful place, but yet they're sitting here getting beat
the whole time.
Yeah.
Like
and I was expecting her, they gonna get them back. She
like
she
something.
I'm thinking they did that to show how much the king was in importance to them.
Yeah.
Because
you said wasn't in it?
No, how much he was
okay.
an importance to them, because if that's T'Challa, he's mollywopping everybody. But now that they don't have T'Challa, they're trying to find who's gonna step up.
They needed that strength.
But do you think that they were showing, like, what message is that sending? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to understand why they didn't let the lady who was in the blue crew, why she wasn't fighting the general. Why did they have this dude who obviously was much bigger and much stronger than her? Why was that the person that they chose to have her fight? I was just And y'all can jump in.
I would
Melissa and Sam.
imagine. I would imagine it's like to test the general strength because she was getting mollywopped. It wasn't like she didn't put up a fight. She was still whooping dude, but she even though she ended up losing, it was kind of just like I don't know, like they wanted to like test her strength, I guess. And
I think if they wanted to test her strength, they would have sent the girl.
Because she would have. We already knew she would have mollywopped the girl. In my opinion, she would have mollywopped the girl.
That's what I'm saying. She would have beat girl. I think she would have beat her, and I think
I would have liked to see that. I think we needed to see that.
And she did knock out them other two people though before she got to that big guy.
It was
I think she would have beat her, and it would have been over. And I think they did that. Maybe they shouldn't have, but I think the message is what Jalen was saying. That's how important T'Challa was. They needed him, because he wouldn't have let that happen. So I think it was like testing each person in Wakanda was testing their strength, or like I guess it was added for tension also. It was testing their strength to see, this wouldn't have happened, I guess, if T'Challa was there. But I think that if she would have been up against the girl, that she would have beat her. So they switched it. So basically whoever was going to become the next Black Panther, whoever was going to take charge, they could kind of see. I don't know. But I see both sides. I see what Jalen's saying, but I also see what you're saying, Lorraine.
Yeah. Sam?
So what I was thinking during that moment is that even though the people in Wakanda are still very powerful, they're still technically still human. They don't have super strength, super speed, super endurance where they can just get stabbed in the chest and get up like it was nothing. They don't have that type of ability. So if they get stabbed, it's not like they're just gonna get up and fight back. They're gonna take some damage. So I think that also was playing a part in that specific scene.
Yeah. And I agree, it probably is following the comic book, but I don't read comic books. I'm just a movie watcher.
No, yeah.
I don't know any history on these folks. I don't know anything of what's going to happen. But to me, that was just it was ridiculous. I mean, in my opinion,
I was
just ridiculous.
I was confused. I thought he was trying to like buy her time or something when he looked back at like whoever told him like get her, and then he kicked the thing back to her and was like get up. And I felt like he wanted to give her a chance to prove herself or to win or something like that. I don't know. Like he wanted to fight fair. He didn't want to just get knocked down and then that just be that. He was like get up, let's do this again.
And he also said you're not worth my blade or something.
He did. He was I think he was gonna kill her with her blade because he said you weren't with my blade.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. Okay.
And I think also it could be to show if that's the second strongest person that they have, how much stronger is Namor?
But he wasn't there.
I know, but they were just saying because at that time we had only seen Namor once, but the big dude was the second strongest person that they have. So if they're going to show you the second strongest person that we have, how much stronger is Namor than him?
Like a little warning. Like, look what we can do.
Because at this point,
but he didn't finish the fight. The lady came over and finished the fight.
Did she?
She came over there with that seashell or whatever that little thing was, and she ended up hitting it. Remember? And then it was like this big.
Water bomb.
That water bomb.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, they had stuff. They had the whole arsenal.
I ain't gonna lie. Once we get to the end, I got something to say.
Okay.
I don't think they would have won. Keep
nah.
They would have.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay. So then after this, they take Shuri. Shuri goes on a whole tour of the underworld kingdom. Now y'all said something very interesting that I didn't think of, but you said, Jada, that you thought Namor was in love with Shuri.
Yeah, that's what I just read into it because he gave her. I mean, I get the whole thing about he wanted an alliance, but he was also like, if you don't get this alliance, like we finna come and terrorize your city, basically. But it just seemed like,
how does that indicate love?
No, not that. That's not what I'm talking about. No. That's not what I'm talking about. He gave her. He gave her. Shut up. He gave her his mother's bracelet, and then what it seemed
I think that was a tracking device. But go ahead.
Hey, what? I mean, okay, but like how? We never got into that. We never got into that.
Huh? What'd you say?
So you look in history, you're supposed to be polite to people you want alliances with.
Wait.
Hold on. Countries that they want alliances with hospitality because they want that alliance. They're gonna do anything for it. What do you think this is? They're just I want this alliance. Give it to me now.
But listen, why are you painting a mural? I don't know. I couldn't really get a good picture because they were. You didn't see him painting that
That
mural.
was at the end.
Oh no, it was even while he was still in there.
I don't remember.
Y'all don't remember looking at that
I
mural?
like to add on to what Jada was saying. I didn't necessarily think like, oh, he's trying to get at her, but the way that he was like talking to her and interacting with her, that was kind of like very much
It was
like
just
a little
like
flirtation.
Yeah, I was
Ooh, I
like,
got
what
him
is
with
happening
this.
right now? Like, are we being for
All right,
Of course I got
Jalen.
him.
First of all, he's a whole demon. He wants the soul,
But
and he want to take over.
I also think he was very lonely.
You make alliances through marriages, just saying. Okay, Mike.
Huh?
Okay.
I got something for all three of y'all.
Oh, boy.
Boomba clap.
What
So
the
look,
heck?
listen.
My eardrums.
I'm about to slap you.
My
Listen.
eardrums.
I promise.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jalen.
He gave her his most the thing that he cared about the most, which was his mother's
Yes.
bracelet to show how serious he was about the alliance. It had nothing to do with love because at the end of it, like, what I'm just trying to figure out, where did you see the love?
It was for
When
a
he
split
was-
second.
It
No,
was
but-
for only. I was just really. It was just felt a little
What
weird.
is his nickname?
Namor.
I know.
The person
No
Without-
love.
with no
Okay,
love.
whatever. You know what? Forget it. Drop it.
He was trying to
Drop
find it. Okay.
Melissa, was he in love with Shuri?
Killed him.
It
I'm
just
sorry.
felt
I'm
weird.
sorry, Jada. No, I'm
Killed
sorry.
him.
I can't get behind you on this.
Weird. I'm
one.
like, how you wanna like?
Yeah,
you can make alliances in another
was-
way.
it
Like,
was
you don't
just
gotta
for
give
a
me your.
split
But
mother's
what
bracelet.
do you think? What was his other way? What would the other way have been? Because like
Okay,
Jayla
showing
was
your-
saying, what
listen,
would be the
listen,
purpose of him
listen,
trying to
listen.
flirt with her?
Showing your city, cool. But why do I need your mom's bracelet? Like, that is so
Yeah.
important to you.
'Cause
Why
it's
are
a
you giving it
gift.
to me?
Because-
But
It's
then,
a gift.
Mom's bracelet.
It's to kind of
Break
soften
the
you
ice.
up.
It's
but
the
then like
break-
what
Oh
Miss
my
Lorene
gosh.
said, I thought it was kind of weird how it's like you gave me an ultimatum, but you're still gonna give me this bracelet. I was like, what's behind the bracelet more
True.
than just like, oh,
Trust.
here's a gift?
But
'Cause I
that
think he
bracelet
would've
also
taken it
had
back.
vibranium. And
Did
their
thought it was that-
bracelets,
Yeah.
the Moyo beads
Oh.
have vibranium
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I
And those
thought
are
it was a
tracking.
tracking device.
I
I
don't know.
They're technologically advanced to put that.
Yes, I do.
I remember
They had a
them
whole
making-
water bomb. Like
Okay.
But the water bomb did
He
with
had-
the
he
tracking
had-
devices.
Just a
Water.
big water balloon.
No. And then Queen Ramonda was like, I thought that Wakanda was the only one who had vibranium. She said, Mother, he's covered in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they had their own weapons,
Okay.
their own,
Yeah.
you know,
whatever.
sophistications around technology. No, we didn't see that.
Yeah.
But I would posit to say that, yeah, they were about that life and they was ready for the smoke at any given
Yeah.
time.
I just
And I-
remember them making that bracelet out of whatever made them blue. That's the only thing I remember.
Vibranium.
The vibranium. So I think
vibranium.
They drank the vibranium.
Yes, I think that because
they were dying.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know that was vibranium. I was just like, what is
yes,
this?
it was vibranium, and I think that because they were because like Miss Lorraine was saying, how the Queen was like, we're the only people that have vibranium, but Shuri said he's covered in it. Both their bracelets have vibranium. I think he was trying to say we are the same and we need each other. I don't think it was a gesture of love. Both their bracelets had vibranium. They're the only two known kingdoms with vibranium. He was saying we are the same and we need each other. I think it was to make an alliance and to try and build that trust. I don't think there was flirting or any love behind it, because what would have been the purpose of him trying to get with her if in the end it was up to her to keep him alive or kill him? I don't think there would have been any purpose of him trying to get with her or writing that into the script at all. I don't think that was there.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe
That's
not
interesting.
intentionally.
Not
Yeah,
intentionally.
Not intentionally.
But I was
It
like,
could have just been the
"Ooh,
actors.
oh."
It could have just been
Yes,
their chemistry
yes,
together also.
probably.
But I
Because
don't think that was
even-
written in there.
Even off screen on the red carpet, they look like genuine friends.
So you reading into it
So-
too
See,
much.
y'all,
Yeah,
y'all,
you reading
y'all
it-
watch too
yeah,
much.
she
Y'all
reading
watch
into
too
the
many
backstory.
love
I ain't seen
movies.
no
Y'all watch too
interviews.
much dang on
Wait a
Netflix.
minute.
Yeah, she reading to the.
Netflix.
She reading to the.
That was from TikTok.
Oh,
Too
TikTok.
Too many haters to lovers stories.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam. Okay, Sam.
Get 'em, Sam. Get 'em.
You right. Okay.
And so you know, he tells the queen, you know, basically, don't come for Shuri. Yeah.
Hey, that
And if she
part
does,
Yeah.
was
he's gonna kill her.
gangster.
Yeah, and
It was.
he did just
And what happened?
He did just
He
that.
wasn't lying.
He said, "I'm here."
He
Knock, knock.
Hello.
Let me in.
He didn't even knock. He just
He said, "Hi." He didn't even knock.
Flooded Wakanda like nobody's business.
That part was so like, I don't know. The word's not scary, but it was so like what's gonna happen.
It was tense.
No, you know what was
Yeah.
what that was scary when them sirens they were distracting the people who were about to run to the planes and they started singing again. I was
Yes.
like, oh my
Oh,
god,
that
please stop
reminded me
singing.
That reminded me of Us. Did you not
Yes,
see
it
Us?
did.
Mhm.
That's
Reminded
exactly
me
what it
of
reminded me
Us.
of. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
No,
That
them
part was
sirens
crazy.
were
I mean,
scary.
they had so many things at their disposal.
Mhm.
Hypnosis.
Yeah, and I mean, they just wasn't ready. They wasn't ready, and I don't know what Tevin's doing, but stop it. Go ahead, Melissa.
I was gonna say the villains. We have to remember also this is a Marvel movie. This is the MCU. The villains are always stronger than the heroes. This is
Yes.
not the
Always.
first
Are
movie
they?
where we've seen
Always.
the villains are almost always stronger than
Yeah.
the heroes, and
Where's
it's
it
never
going?
fair. And we'll complain about the same thing over and over again. But this is still a Marvel movie. This is still a superhero movie.
Yeah, you got to know what to expect from Marvel.
Yeah, the villains seem like they're always stronger. They always have more stuff. They are always stronger than the heroes almost.
I guess.
I mean, and then what I thought was interesting was when Namor was telling Shuri his story, and he was talking about his mother and his mother wanting to be buried in her homeland,
yeah.
and then they got
That
back to the
was-
homeland, and they
Conquistadors.
were in ropes, or was they supposed to be chains, or was it ropes?
I
But they were being whipped,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
And I was like, okay. And then you have him basically saying that somebody, I want to say another Mexican gentleman, had called him
No love, like child without love.
something, not sin more or something like
No.
that.
Mhm.
And so he
Pink
got
Louis
this no love. And then, but at the beginning, at the trailer that Tevin played, it said the best villains are the ones
Who are the most
who are
broken?
the most broken.
Mhm.
So you're talking about a character who was extremely broken. I want to say maybe sad that he lost his mom.
Yeah.
And he had a grudge
Against the
to
world.
pick.
Against the
Yeah. And then you saw Shuri basically say the same thing. She had a grudge, and she said that she stays quiet because she'll burn the whole world down.
Mhm.
Now, who does that sound like?
Killmonger.
cousin.
Hey,
Come
little
on.
cousin.
He
I was like,
popped out. Oh, snap.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but when that brother materialized on that good screen, shout out to Killmonger. Look, hey, Killmonger was right.
yes, he
Okay.
will.
And he popped up on the screen. I'm like, I knew because she did fix the heart-shaped herb thingy.
She did.
Yes.
Mhm.
And she did go to where she thought she was going.
Mhm.
Astral plane.
And she
Yeah.
thought that she was going to see her mom.
That part was
Or no, her
sad.
brother, I think.
No,
Her
she
mom.
wanted to see her
Really?
mother.
I thought he
Mhm.
said, why didn't he come for me? You don't remember?
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
She
She wanted to
said,
see her
why
mother.
didn't she said why didn't they come for me? I think she
Oh.
wanted to see her
wants
mom,
everybody.
but she wanted to see her mom, but I think she was also hoping that that T'Challa would be there, because she talked about both of them, because she never got over T'Challa's death. She never came to
No.
terms with it. She never came to
gave
terms.
herself
She never
to grieve.
healed.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh wait.
she takes the heart-shaped herb and she goes wherever she went.
Mhm.
And she steps around that chair. I was extremely excited to see him.
I was like,
because we didn't know he was going to be there.
I
Right.
didn't.
Did you
That
know?
was
Did anybody see
unexpected.
anything that gave any
No.
idea that he would be making a cameo?
Well,
I didn't look.
however, there was that thing in the trailer where that whole throne room was on fire, but I didn't put the pieces together.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
room's on fire. Like,
The
It
throne
was-
room?
remember when she was talking to Killmonger and that whole room lit on fire, like when he burnt all those when he burnt
Heart-shaped
all the
herbs.
heart-shaped
Like the
birds.
connection between. That.
Yeah, the connection between that.
Oh,
I just didn't put that together. I'm like, okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So he comes in. He basically tells her that they're not that different from one another.
Mhm.
And basically, in so many words or less, he said, basically, your brother was a punk. You
Okay.
need to be more like me.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so she gets up, but she doesn't tell anybody who she saw. Why do you think that is?
I don't think she wanted to admit that she wasn't noble like her brother, or I think
Noble?
noble. She said noble. He said her brother was too noble, and his mother. I forgot what he said about her mother.
Mm.
Something about like too. I don't know why.
No,
something
he said your mother was brave because she saved that girl. Your father was a
murderer.
Was a hypocrite.
hypocrite.
He would have
Mhm.
killed that girl.
And then T'Challa was too noble, basically.
Okay. So why do you think she saw him instead of those she wanted to see?
They went. Well, I guess I would say they went through similar things.
Honestly.
He had his dad stripped away from him, came back home. His dad is dead. She watched her family die. So it's kind of like they have no one and they're angry with the whole world.
Okay.
I think it has to do with how she doesn't really believe in tradition, because when
Tradition.
when he
that's
said
true.
when he talked to her, he was like, "Why'd you come?" And then she was like, "I don't know." He was like, "You do know. You didn't believe in tradition, so why are you here?"
Because she didn't think it would work.
Yeah, he was like, "You didn't
Before she
believe
got
in the
on the
astral
table.
plane, so why are you here?"
I didn't make that connection.
And even in the
So,
first,
and
oh,
in
go
the
ahead.
first scene, she didn't want to burn the little white
Her funeral
robe,
clothes.
the funeral clothes,
She didn't.
to
She didn't wanna
show
let
that
go.
she's done with grieving.
Oh,
And she was like,
okay.
"I don't believe in all that."
And
Okay.
then
So
I
she doesn't
wanna
believe.
I want to add in, even in the first movie, when they were something was going on with the new Black Panther being crowned, and she was like, "Can we get this over and done with already?" She's
in the first movie.
she's not with the royalty type thing. Yeah.
Melissa, why do you think that she saw him and not who she really wanted to see?
I'm still thinking about this. I don't know. I think it's all of you guys are making really good points. I think maybe it was because she was afraid that if she said it out loud, she would agree with him. I don't know. That
Yeah. I don't think she
I
wanted to
don't know.
admit it.
No.
So
Yeah,
let me,
because
Sam, I want to get Sam in. What do you think, Sam?
I think that it's a mix of all of those things. Her line saying, "I want to burn the world to the ground," her losing everybody, her family, her entire family. Like Killmonger lost his dad, which
That's pretty much his entire family.
Yeah.
that's his entire family. And then also just like you said, the not believing in tradition and the usual ways to do it, as well as the similarities of I want to kill him. I don't want to leave him. I don't want him alive. I want to watch him die by my hands. Like all those similarities to Killmonger. Like he said, are you gonna be noble like your brother, or are you gonna take care of business?
Yep.
Hey. Okay.
I was like, okay.
So can I ask y'all something? So this heart-shaped herb, right?
Yeah.
This was a healing property. It would restart the heart.
Yep.
Could it possibly have been that her heart was dark like his, and she couldn't see anybody with a pure heart until she fixed what was going on inside? I don't know.
Honestly, yeah, that makes
that's a
sense.
good- that's-
I'm just wondering.
That makes
I
sense.
feel like Marvel would do something
could be.
like slick like that.
You think so?
Because Marvel's very meticulous when like they have hidden messages behind everything in the Marvel movies and so many little connections.
Yeah. And I just want to thank her for having that type of heart and showing Killmonger, because that absolutely made my night. Because I'm like, dang, he's even finer now. Good gracious, what he been doing?
Yeah, your hair got long. Okay.
Come on. But I enjoyed that part because you saw what rage can produce, right?
Yeah.
That was the person she probably still dislikes, right? Because she was fighting him when he was alive, right? It's somebody that would have been the last person that she would compare herself to. But in her state of rage, they had more in common than they had different.
Yep.
And I just thought that was a really cool way to show a different side of her, only because she was the sweet one, right? She was the smart one, the one who had it all together, the one in control, the one who could fix things with her technology. But at that moment, she was vulnerable and she was angry. Matter of fact, I don't even think she was angry. I think she was pissed.
Yeah.
And she's like, I ain't got nothing else to lose, so let's do it. Right. And I thought that was a super cool way to show her development as a character. Go ahead.
And if you notice, when she put on the suit, she put on one that was similar to Killmonger's than she did to T'Challa.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the gold.
Yep. She looked at the one that looked like T'Challa's that was sitting right next to his mask, but she chose the one that looked more like Killmonger's.
Yeah, I did notice
The
that.
gold accent.
Melissa, you shaking your head. I see you.
Yeah, I saw that, and I think she needed both of them. She needed his passion, and she also needed her own heart. And I think that there was a comment. She was more like him than, like you said, she was more like him than she realized. And I think, and no, we're not at the end yet, but she needed that development to know that she was like him. That's the reason she saw him. She needed to know that she was like him to figure out who she really was at the end to make the final decision that changed everything. So she needed to know that she was like him, but that she was also her under that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. That's a good point. So as we progress in, so she's out for revenge, right? I don't remember, why did they come back to why did they come back to look at this guy.
The honorable.
Y'all welcome school board member Denzel Perry to the conversation. Welcome, sir. Come on with your Killmonger hair. Let's do it. Hey.
Oh gosh.
So we were just talking. We was about to get to the end, but you popped in just in time. You want to tell us something that you observed in the movie? What was going on for you?
Well, look, I'll just catch on. I've been watching in the background. I've been enjoying the conversation.
So then you caught up. So tell me something. Why do you think?
Me up a little bit?
No. I'm gonna ask you a question, and you just gonna respond. Why do you think that after Shuri took the heart-shaped herb, she ended up seeing Killmonger? What was that about?
I think that's who she needed to see, right? Like, I think if you think about movie number 1, like in the first episode, in the first movie, is that King T'Challa saw his father, right? That's who he needed to see in that particular moment, right? And so when you saw like Princess, like she needed to see Killmonger. I think that's the energy that she needed in order for the battle that she was getting ready to face.
Oh,
that makes sense.
She need that Killmonger energy.
She did.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So now, can y'all catch me up? Because I'm drawing a blank. What happened that they ended up engaging at in the end?
Okay,
talk to me.
So after she becomes Black Panther, she
didn't become Black Panther. She put on the suit. But go ahead
and drank the herb.
Not officially Black Panther. She was just.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
So she comes down, right? So she comes down, and then she sees M'Baku, and then they do the little arm wrestling match, and then like the Black Panther is here. Then she goes to M'Baku, and he's like, "Hey, I want to kill him, and you're gonna help me." And she was like, and M'Baku was like, "No, you don't need to kill him. That's not what your mom will want." And she was like, "I don't care what my mom wants. She's not here. It's all about what I want, and I want him dead." So then they were like, "We're going to lure him to the middle of the ocean." They blew in the
is that what
seashell.
happened, child? Where was I at?
They blew in the seashell in the middle of the ocean to say that they had the scientist. She pulls up, and then they get it cracking.
I think you're adding some other parts, Jalen.
Talk to me.
The seashell was already used. They used the vibranium detector to draw them in.
Oh,
same thing.
That's
Jalen.
right.
My fault.
He said the same thing.
They said someone's using the thing again, and that's when everybody
yeah.
arrested in the boat.
Like seashell. I don't remember that.
Sorry, Jalen.
I was about to say.
I was like,
you saw me. I'm like, wait, where was I?
I was like, I used the
like,
bathroom. I didn't think I was out that long.
Okay, so they come out, right? And for a minute there, it seemed like
they was fun to whoop.
It seemed like there was gonna be a fight of some sort. They had a plan, but them jokers was like little roaches.
They were.
They came from everywhere.
They were crawling.
That was scary.
I mean, no matter what they did, I don't.
They had that little sonic thing that made them have to come out the water. The girl put a bomb in it, and then they brought like 10 other bombs. Not even 10. They brought 1,000 other water bombs. I'm like,
in that little bag they had,
in a
like,
fishnet. They brought it in a fishnet. I was like,
it's going down in the sea.
Yeah.
What did dude say? I don't think he was here yet. They said they called him "I'll be by the shore"
because they was singing.
But anyway, so he brings all these people, and the Wakandans. They was getting whooped.
They pulled out these Power Ranger suits.
Yeah,
I was like, what is? I mean, cool, I guess.
Oh, we got to go back to that because when Shuri got lost, they disempowered the general.
They did.
That made me so sad because I was like, she put her life on the line.
But what I understood at the same time was when the queen, when they were like, oh, she gave everything. She put a spear against her own husband for this thing. She was like, my son is gone.
Yeah.
my husband's gone. Now my daughter is gone under your care. I said no. You said yes. I went along with you. I trusted you. And my entire family is gone.
Yeah, I see both.
Have
points
I
of
not
that.
given everything? And I was like, she got a point.
She did have
Yeah.
a point.
I was
Because
like,
her
ooh.
husband, she was like, where's your treacherous husband now? You can still see him, right? Oh, okay.
Oh wait,
where's my daughter?
I wanted to talk about
But
that. I
did
said
anybody-
they should have showed up that like they should have showed like her husband was gone. Like where was the husband at? Well, he was filming the movie. I forgot his name, but he's in Nope.
He's in
That's why he was in the second movie. But I feel like they should have tied that in like, hey, he's locked up. Instead of like, oh, he's gone now.
I mean,
Just
they did kind of bring him in. They were like, shoot, treacherous husband. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
And I heard Mr. Perry trying to jump in here. What'd you say?
No, I was gonna say, did anyone else catch on that? Like, did everybody know the general was a princess in herself?
No.
Like the queen's daughters. They kept referring to her as mom, and then Princess kept referring to the general as her sister.
I'm so lost. Were we watching the same movie?
Hey,
No,
hey,
it was.
you missed
Never-
on that one. I ain't gonna lie.
No,
to you.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't even make the connection that she's a princess too. I just heard her calling her mom, and I heard Shuri call her sister, but I didn't make the connection that if that's her sister,
I think
that's
I know
her
what you're
mom,
talking
she'd
about.
be a princess too. But I see what you're
the general
saying. Yeah.
is a part of the family, the royal family.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay, well, at the same time, yeah,
No,
no,
look. I
like
didn't-
what?
Look,
No.
no.
Yes.
I don't. She's not a princess. She's a general. She's not
She
a princess.
was, she was.
She was a
No.
general. She's not. I don't know.
Wait, I
But
see
she's
where
a
you're
part of
coming
the
from, but I
royal
think I missed
family as
that.
well.
Oh.
Because she got kicked with the commoners. You wouldn't kick your princess to the commoners. Like that's your daughter.
I mean,
Hey,
who's her father?
he killed his brother.
Who is her father?
We need
Yeah.
that, Tevin, for next time. We need that dun dun dun. Like, who's her father? Who the baby daddy?
Just,
That's
No, not that.
Not
That's
that.
not it. No,
That's
Tevin.
Ow.
king. It's us all. They all got the same mom and dad.
No.
Wait, what?
What are you
Because-
talking about?
You telling me
It's just a
every-
tradition thing.
I got a
It's
question
just
for
a
you.
tradition thing. In some countries, they call each
Okay,
other
first of all,
brothers.
I got a
First of all,
I got a
I don't
question.
think she was. I don't think
Can
she
I
was
ask-
calling her
ask my
mom. I
question?
think they said like in
No.
their language, she called her queen. It just sounded
Nope.
like mom.
Nope. Can I ask? my
I don't remember her calling her mom.
Absolutely, you can ask your
Go,
question.
go.
Go
question?
ahead.
So, Mr. Honorable, do you call every single person that you call a brother? Are they related to you?
Kevin Conrad.
Yeah.
Any person? Wait, nope. Any person that you call mom, are they actually your mother?
We are actually related.
Why
He
you
refers to
zoom
me as
in
his
right on
sister.
him?
He refers to me as his sister, and we are absolutely related. Isn't that right, Mr. Perry?
Exactly.
But
100%.
like I was saying,
Oh,
I don't know. I think that we still have to remember this is the MCU, and like Jada said,
Yes.
like everything means something. Did that mean something? I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not on either side, but Mr. Perry has a point, and I caught it, but I didn't know what it meant.
By the way.
So
Nah,
We're gonna call him
Mr.
Dr. Perry.
I don't remember. Mom.
Honorable Denzel.
she said mother. She called her mother.
I don't remember that. I just
She
know
did.
that. I just remember her saying queen, and it sounded like mom, but I don't remember her saying mother. I don't know.
I feel like
Why
we
are
have
we
to go watch
watching
it again. Yeah, every time we
Honestly.
watch it, we're gonna see something
no, she
new.
said it.
Yeah, for
right
sure.
when
What's up,
she
Sam?
put the-
Why are we turning into
Oh.
a conspiracy theory podcast?
Yeah,
It brings it into the conversation. We're philosophers. We're philosophers.
We came on here to talk
Analyze
about
everything.
about the
We're
movie.
analyzing, and we're making
That's right.
points.
That's
Yeah.
right. I love it. I
So
love
talk
it
about
all.
the movie.
So listen, the ending, because we running out of time, and I want to get this in here.
man.
We can go a little late.
I don't
So
mind.
they devised this plan to put this dude in like a microwave. Right?
Pretty much free sushi.
I mean,
Free
you
sushi.
know, they
Oh,
was putting
yeah.
him in a microwave. They was turning up the heat. They were trying to get him away from the air and the water because apparently he can take oxygen from both. Right.
Yeah.
And so as they're doing that, he catches on, and he's absolutely much stronger than everybody gave him credit for, and they end up crashing in the desert. And you see him brutally beat this woman.
Like
And
for a
stabbed
while.
her through her body.
put the vibranium through her suit. Now I don't know if that is a self-healing suit or what, but
That's
it
what I
seemed
was
like
wondering.
he took it out and the hole filled up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
a little bit.
But I was really upset with the fact that they had him beating on her like that. She had no chance really in my mind.
She didn't train.
To be honest,
No.
she's more brains than brawn. So I wasn't surprised. Yeah, she drank the herb. Cool.
I'm a need M'Baku.
He got rocked too. He got punched right in the chest through his little suit, and he got flown back. I was like,
they just need a little bit more training for the next movie.
They need a little more training.
They didn't even give her no training arc or nothing.
That's
they
why
just
she
threw her in
wasn't.
there.
She's more brain.
And so I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, okay. But then I guess he was all dried out, and he got exploded. And some fire hit his back, and then
Hey, wait.
And then it was like, okay, do you yield? And then we'll do this if you yield. Now, on the other hand, on the boat, them Wakandans was about to meet their final demise.
And they was coming from the side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They were still coming.
I have a question, real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
Did any of y'all find it funny when she flipped over him at the end?
Yeah, I was like,
when
oh,
she
To
did
get him to the water?
No, when he stabbed her and he was walking away and she did a little front flip over him.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, you came back.
Hey, no, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Why? I don't recall.
Because it was so bad CGI. It was just like a little. She did a little cartwheel in the air.
Yeah,
it just landed.
That was like a weird part to add in.
That was before he got to the water, right?
Yeah,
maybe I don't.
That was
remember
right
that.
before she blew up the ship. So he stabbed her. He was walking away, and then she.
After she had walked out from.
And no, she was like Wakanda Forever, and then blew up the ship.
Oh, is that what she said?
Yes, that's what she said. Wakanda Forever blew up the ship.
That's what she said.
Bro, I was like, what is going on?
That's you? No, that's you. I don't remember
that.
that.
The movie was so rushed with almost every like
CGI was bad.
the climax.
I
They
don't remember
could have built
CGI.
up to some stuff, but it just happened.
Yeah,
CGI was
That's
bad.
why the ones
Especially when
No.
Namor came out that water, was like, I was like, oh
No, that was,
what?
Shout out to her for ripping the wing off his ankle. I
I
like
was
that
yes.
part.
That was like my
Do the
favorite
other
part.
one. I said, do the
that
other
was
one.
dope.
Do the other
That was
one.
dope.
But you know, at the end, you know, he decides to yield, and they go back, and he saves the Wakandans because he's just a gentleman.
Yeah.
He saves the
Yeah,
Wakandans,
sure.
and
He
you
gonna
know,
come back.
then
Now.
it was over, and I was like, what?
No,
Yeah, that's
what did
I
he
was
say?
like,
He
there's
said that
nothing-
because the girl was like, I dreamed about fighting by your side. And he said something like, you know, they need us, I guess,
No,
or
he
we
said
need
we
them.
need them.
We need them because I guess they're the most powerful, but they have like the numbers, I guess. I don't know.
Because
I just remember he
wasn't that
said
girl
they
trying to
need
get
them.
them, trying to get him to fight them again.
Yeah.
I
What'd you
think
say,
they
Sam?
were saying that because they were trying to go against basically every country on Earth
yeah.
But you can't do that if
all
you
at
come
the
to
same
war.
time. So they needed at least one ally, especially Wakanda, the most powerful nation in the world.
Yeah.
So they needed their help to take over the surface world. That was the whole grand plan of the alliance and the point of him yielding and stuff. It was all for them to kind of work up relationships with Wakanda. Eventually when they go up to the surface world to, you know, conquer everything, they want at least Wakanda by their side helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded like the Black and Brown Alliance to me.
Oh yeah. I was
Mhm.
like,
Pretty
oh,
much.
okay.
Black and Brown Alliance. Like.
And I'm a little confused by this second movie.
Why?
And I understand it may go along with the comic books, but Black Panther original one had more of like a revolutionary feel to it, us against everybody type of feel. And this one is we need y'all too, and we have similar stories, so let's link up. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to see some damn Black excellence.
Yeah, I feel like they, even though they did go with the comic books, they still could have turned it into their own thing, like have more of us shown in the movie. But I also,
Because this was a Namor movie.
Because it
Yeah.
did seem like
Yeah.
it seemed like, especially with Black Panther and in any other movie that included Black Panther, the Avengers always needed them. They went to them for safety. They had their resources. The world was like, we need your resources. And, you know, Wakanda was generous enough to be like, okay, we'll help you. And then as soon as their protector dies, now you want to kind of like overtake us and we need their help now. And it was kind of just like, how y'all go from the most powerful world in the nation and all of a sudden y'all need allies. It's just like it just felt like they brought their power down.
Yeah.
Well,
And I was like,
that
why
I think
aren't they
that's the
whooping
point.
behind?
I think that's the point though.
What do you mean?
to bring their power, because that's to show how much T'Challa meant.
Oh yeah.
So you're basically just saying that T'Challa meant so much to them in his wiseness as a king and his strength that he was pretty much half of their military itself and half of their wealth. And as soon as he's gone, half their power diminished.
That's true. Okay. I can rock with that. But just this desire to always include everybody and to make it seem like this franchise or this line, and I understand there's a whole comic book series, and I'm not going to get into who wrote what. I'm just saying, as a movie consumer, what I would have liked to see is some more of us and not Namor 1 instead of Black Panther 2. This was a Namor, introduced Namor. He took most of the storyline. He was the prominent person featured most of the time. And I just thought that I wanted to see more.
Didn't you say
Black
he's
folk.
gonna get a spinoff of something?
Yeah, they're talking about a spinoff.
Like happy
that
for
character.
him and everything.
That's
But
great.
why did it have to take?
Yeah, and you lose T'Challa, but you get to meet somebody named Namor. And I just was like, oh, okay, great, cool. Not saying that he wasn't a dope villain. I loved his character.
He was dope.
I loved the character development throughout the movie, but I wish he would have had his own movie. That's just me. That's just me. What are you saying, Melissa? What are you thinking? What'd you say? Go ahead, Melissa.
I see that side, but I think that how you're saying the Black and Brown alliance and how you guys are saying that they needed each other, but Shuri made it clear that they didn't. I think, but I don't know if it was clear. I feel like at the end they didn't need each other. I don't know. I see that he was trying. No. Because I feel like Namor was trying to push that they needed each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she pushed
Yeah, she didn't accept that they needed each other because Wakanda was powerful by itself. And I think that it was a power move for her to not kill him. Would I have done that? No. I probably would have killed him.
Oh, no. Any political decision? If she would have killed him, they would have been killed because there were way too many of the other ones out there.
Yeah.
And politically speaking, it was a smart move to not kill him.
Yeah.
Right. And to forge some sort of understanding. I thought that was smart. Go ahead, Jada.
I do understand what Melissa was talking about, though. At the end, though, it wasn't like we needed you guys. We were doing perfectly fine fighting the world by ourselves. They tried to come steal our resources. We had that support. But the minute that they come for yours, then you need our help. We don't want to be aligned with you. And you were like, fine, we just want to overtake you too. And it's like, it was just like, are we for real? Like, I think they didn't need them. They just needed them to stop. Like, we get it. You're more powerful than us. Great. Awesome. Like, that doesn't mean that we need to form some type of alliance. Like, you needed us. And because we didn't feel like we needed you, you wanted to retaliate. And I just was
something else that I didn't like about Namor and them is they were going to let Wakanda take the fall of all of the people,
the stuff they were doing.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes sense.
And then they were gonna basically threaten to kill everyone in Wakanda if they told
who they were.
US. Yeah, that they were other people with vibranium. I was like, oh, that's a term.
Denzel, you were trying to say something. I saw you come off mute and then we overtook you because we're such a spirited group in here.
I was just enjoying the conversation. I'm just listening. That's all.
No.
Are they making good points or do you agree?
They're
Disagree?
making really good points.
Okay. All right. And then Evan, what is that? Why Tevin? Why Tevin?
What is happening?
I'm gonna punch him today.
Yeah. Sam started dancing. I was about to get it with him. No,
don't do it.
Don't do that.
So the last scene, or the one that I saw, because I didn't see the very ending. The one we saw one bonus feature, and then they cut on the movie. So in that last one, you got to see the baby, the prince. And so my theory is because they never had a ceremony for Shuri to become the actual Black Panther, I hope they don't have to wait 12 years for this baby to come a majority. But
I want to ask something.
Yeah.
Are you like into Marvel? Like, okay, so I don't know what it's called, but I saw it on TikTok how in the movie they said he prepared his son for his death, but then how like all the people in Marvel had died. Then they had like the 4 years when they came back to live with their family. Was that a thing?
Anybody
Okay, never
know
mind.
any comic book?
I don't know.
people?
I don't know what it's called. But
What
I
is
saw
it,
on
Sam? Sam is
TikTok.
shaking his head.
So yeah, in the first Thanos comic, yeah, that did happen where like he succeeded at first, but then they came back, defeated him. That did happen actually in the comics.
Is that the Infinity Stone or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Infinity
That might be
Wars.
this timeline.
Infinity
Snap,
War.
whatever. Yeah, Infinity War. That's what.
So are they gonna have to wait 12 years for this baby to become 18, or is he not gonna be like? I mean, what happens next?
The snap.
The snap. Yep.
Yes, that thing.
Matter of fact, that snap that had everybody in the movie theater pissed off because that's when they took T'Challa the first time.
And you remember when he came back and everybody was just like, "Oh!"
I don't remember the O.
Oh,
All I remember is when he
man.
disappeared.
I remember the O.
And everybody was like, "What the hell?" Like, they done come up in here and trash Wakanda. What the hell kind of movie is this?
I know
Them
the
people
general was
mad
like,
in
we
there.
should have never let y'all in our kingdom, bruh. Like, you come in our kingdom is trash, and we lose our king.
Nah,
Yeah,
bruh.
we ain't never helping y'all again.
But that was, in a sense, that was foreshadowing him not being around and disappearing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
And then that's where they were saying like that's how he was able to prepare his son for his death, because that goes back to the first movie, how he was saying something about the father, like no father has succeeded being a father if he hasn't prepared his children for his death. Talking about T'Challa talking about his dad. He didn't prepare his kids for his death.
Right.
So I thought that was like a little parallel. How he wanted to make sure he prepared his son.
I don't, all the time with these Marvel movies, it's something.
I know.
No, it is.
I can't with them.
That's why everybody loves them.
All I know was when they killed my on-screen mama, I was ugly crying. I was ugly crying because it just came out of nowhere for me. I was like, she floating, okay?
And
like,
then you,
just
I
give her
was
some.
thinking she was gonna come back. I was like, they can't kill her off.
I was like, how you save Ironheart, but you drown? I don't get it. She was below you. You swam her to the surface, but you just threw her up and just was like,
because she was exhausted.
Yeah.
Because I thought, she was like about to just come back. And then when Sherry was crying, I was like, girl, stop crying. She coming. Like, relax. But then she didn't come. And I was just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like,
I think that was the only time I teared up in the whole movie.
Sobbing.
Denzel, did you cry, Denzel? Denzel, was you in there crying?
Of course.
He's so
Absolutely.
crying.
I love him.
And then at the end,
and
at the end when she was burning her, when she had finally like accepted the grief and was burning her thing
saw
and the
T'Challa.
flashbacks
Oh,
and stuff,
man,
and
that
I was just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, that
heart was
flashback. That was dope.
Any flashback.
That was a dope way to like.
Because it wasn't just for Shuri and it wasn't just for the people in Wakanda. It was for the viewers as well, because we lost our king and we lost Chadwick Boseman, and it was like it was like a two-way thing. It was healing for her and healing for us, and it was just like, it was too much for me. I couldn't take it. People were laughing at me, but I didn't care.
I loved how they did the Marvel, like the imp.
Yeah.
I was like,
in the beginning.
Yeah,
how
that Marvel
that made me
with all his
cry.
pictures.
That made me
was
cry.
I like that. I was like, dang, it's the movie's starting for real now.
Like that made me
Like, you
cry.
really go?
Well,
Rihanna.
It's the Marvel.
Rihanna,
Yeah.
when she
Rihanna
started,
hit that.
she said, "Lift me up." I was like,
Hey, Rihanna song hit.
I just had to like when it was all
love you,
over and the
Riri.
lights came on, I would just had to sit there and I was just like,
my family stayed there for a good 10 minutes, just like
I needed to breathe. Like
I
I
love
was just
you,
like,
Riri.
that was too much. Like when Rihanna was singing, I just let it go. I was like, oh, okay, we just did that. All right, cool.
Well, I mean, I hope y'all got it out.
I didn't, but this was a good episode.
Okay.
I got
All right.
nothing
Well,
else.
I mean, shoot. It is what it is. We are out of time. We went over a little bit, but that's okay because it was a reason for it. Thank y'all for joining us. Wow. Thanksgiving is coming up.
in camera.
Do what?
He putting the ops up. We just told him we can on screen bar. He putting the ops up.
Jalen be cutting up. Jalen be cutting up. So what I wanna tell you is we hope that you all have a great holiday week. That you stay safe and that you take care of yourselves and each other. Like I said, we have some things coming this way where we're going to be partnering along with Schoolyard Rap to bring Schoolyard Rap to Sacramento on January 31st. And we're going to work on a Compton date too. Right, Denzel? We're going to work on a Compton date? Okay.
Let's do it. We are working on it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get that together. So with that, we're going to hit y'all with the wave. Sam's going to start us off.
Oh,
Melissa. Come on, Melissa. Denzel, you going to wave? You just do.
Jalen, go.
We'll see y'all.
This goes. I gotta go.
We'll see y'all next time.
You gotta work on that.
Like, did I just get shot with that?